So the internet is just overflowing with writing advice, and who am I to give yet more advice, and why should you listen to me? I'm not here to sell anything, and I'm not going to list my so-called qualifications. My only goal here is to connect and share with my fellow writers on all parts of their journey from all walks of life. My goal in making this video is genuinely just to help you in some way, shape, or form. Not only do I want you to get better, I want you to get closer to the vision that you have for yourself and for your story. So, the advice that I have for you, and in my opinion, the only advice that you actually need, is to write. Everything else is a want, which is also valid, but also not the point here. Now, hear me out. The internet is inundated with advice, and craft books are everywhere, and they're great. I've read a lot, I own a lot, and I learned a lot from most of them. But if you don't actually write, you have nothing to improve upon. How are you going to apply the metric shit ton of advice you consume if you haven't actually written anything to which you can apply it? Just write. Give yourself permission to suck at first, because it will. Writing is rewriting, as they say. You'll make it better later. You may even use some of that other advice that you heard on TikTok, but first and foremost, you must write. I've fallen victim to the advice rabbit hole on the internet. The algorithm knows me, and it knows me well. The majority of my feeds are about books and writing, but it's really just another form of procrastination at the end of the day. Everyone has a different process, and any advice given without a disclaimer, without some sort of your mileage may vary, take what you need, leave what you don't, anything that doesn't include something like that is selling you something. Anytime someone says, you should write like this and only like this, what they really mean is you should write like me, because I think I'm the best writer ever and I know everything about what I'm doing and you don't know anything. They're the pick-me's of the writing community, if you will. If you're gonna take advice from anyone, you should be taking advice from the girls of the writing community. Someone who just wants you to get better in a way that you want to get better, because writing is hugely subjective. There isn't really any good writing or bad writing. There's writing I like and writing I don't like, and that goes for everybody. Some of you may disagree with me on that, say this is objectively bad. That's still just your opinion, my friend. Don't know what to tell you. Maybe that writer was going for some experimental style and you just didn't get it. Maybe it really is just bad, but they're writing and you're not, so I'm gonna use my sunglasses to keep my hair out of my face. It's hot in here and my hair is killing me. Okay, as for more official craft books and resources, I am a fan. I've read Stephen King's On Writing, of which I'm not actually a fan. The Anatomy of Curiosity, Story Genius, all great books. I've taken master classes by Neil Gaiman and N.K. Jemisin, and I learned a lot from all of them, but that's because I didn't take any of it as gospel. I took what worked for me and I left what didn't. And what didn't work for me probably works for someone else, and that's cool too. You're always going to hear advice like don't use adverbs or set is dead, and when you hear things like that, things that directly contradict your writing style, don't take it personally. Don't take it at all. Leave it out. It's not for you, and that's okay. There's nuance in every discussion that surrounds writing, writing tips, writing advice, writing style, and anyone who presents their advice as fact without that nuance should not be trusted, in my opinion. See the nuance there? In my opinion, that's the nuance. If you disagree, you're welcome to do so, and I'm not presenting that as fact. But do you see? Are you picking up what I'm putting down now? It's cool because we want that nuance in all of our writings. We don't want every book to read the exact same way. We want people to have their own personal style. And you can only develop that by A, like I said, writing, and not taking every single piece of advice as a personal slight against your person or your writing. It's just not for you. Don't have to trust everyone you see on the internet. You don't have to take advice from anyone you see on the internet. I don't care if they're a bestseller. I don't care if they got a 6-figure book deal after securing an agent. I don't care if they were only on sub for 2 weeks and you've been on sub for 10 months. It doesn't matter. Their writing isn't better than yours. If you like some elements of it and you want to steal it for yourself, do that. I highly encourage that. I think that's one of the best ways to improve your writing is by reading and stealing from other writers. But it still doesn't mean they're better than you. But you know what they did do? They wrote. And here you are, watching yet another video on writing advice. Thank you for watching though, by the way. Seriously, I really appreciate it. And again, I just want to help you. I want to help you, your story, and I want you to achieve the vision that you have inside of your head. So if you're just overwhelmed with the sheer amount of advice out there and your brain's blue screening out and you don't know what to do or how to apply all of it, don't. Just go right. Whenever in doubt, just go right. Even if it sucks, especially if it sucks. It might be a diamond in the rough. You never know unless you write it. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, especially if you've made it all the way here to the end. You can like and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos on what I'm reading, what I'm writing, and what my personal process looks like. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's McKenna. If you're writing anything right now, drop it in the comments. I'd love to know what it is, and I can't wait to read it.